Ezekiel's vision, a prophet's calling. It was my 30th year, the year everything should have begun for me. The year I should have entered the priesthood in Jerusalem, wearing the sacred garments, standing in the courts of the temple, offering sacrifices to the Most High. But instead, I stood by the Kibar River in Babylon, surrounded by the broken remnants of God's people. We were exiles, displaced, torn from our homeland and scattered like chaff in the wind. The river rushed past, indifferent to our suffering. The sun scorched us without mercy. Dust swirled in the air, stinging our eyes, coating our throats, clinging to our skin like the ash of all we had lost. We had become strangers in a strange land. But on that day, that impossible, unforgettable day, heaven invaded earth. It happened without warning. One moment I was standing among my fellow exiles. The next, the sky above me began to tear apart. Not like clouds parting, not like a gentle opening, but like fabric being ripped in two, violent, deliberate, unstoppable. Blinding light poured through the breach. I staggered backward, raising my arms to shield my eyes, but I couldn't look away. Something was descending, something terrible, something glorious. My heart hammered against my ribs. Every nerve in my body screamed at me to run, but my feet wouldn't move. I was caught between overwhelming terror and breathless wonder. The vision had begun. From the north, a storm approached unlike any I had ever witnessed. It moved with purpose, wrapped in smoke and flame. The clouds were black as iron, shot through with veins of fire that flashed and crackled with supernatural fury. Light and darkness waged war within that tempest, neither gaining ground, both locked in eternal conflict. The wind roared, the air itself seemed to tremble. Heat and cold crashed over me in waves. And then, from the heart of the storm, they emerged. 4 living creatures. I have no adequate words to describe them. They were strange beyond comprehension, yet beautiful in their strangeness. Fearsome, yes, but filled with a wonder that made my soul ache. They gleamed like molten bronze, reflecting the fire around them. Each creature bore 4 faces arranged around their heads. Looking forward, I saw the face of a man intelligent, aware, purposeful. To the right, a lion fierce, majestic, untamed. To the left, an ox strong, patient, bearing the weight of worlds. And behind, facing backward, an eagle soaring above all earthly concerns, seeing what others could not see. 4 wings extended from each being. 2 stretched upward, their tips touching the wings of the creatures beside them, creating a canopy of unity above. 2 covered their bodies, veiling them in mystery and reverence. Their legs were straight and powerful, ending not in feet but in hooves like polished bronze that caught the firelight with every movement. And there, beneath the wings, I saw them clearly hands. Human hands. The hands of workers, of creators, of those who accomplish divine purposes. They moved in perfect synchronization, never turning, always facing forward. Where one went, all went. One spirit animated them all. As I tried to comprehend what I was seeing, I noticed something else, something that defied all earthly logic. Beside each creature stood a wheel, not resting on the ground, but hovering, suspended in the air. They shimmered like beryl, that precious stone that captures light and throws it back in 1,000 different colors. But these were not ordinary wheels. Each wheel had another wheel inside it, intersecting at right angles, forming a sphere that could move in any direction without turning. The rims were massive, towering high above me, and embedded in those rims' eyes, countless eyes, covering every inch of the circumference, watching, seeing, knowing. I felt their gaze upon me, upon everything. Nothing was hidden from their sight. When the living creatures moved forward, the wheels moved with them. When the creatures rose into the air, the wheels rose. When they stopped, the wheels stopped. There was no hesitation, no delay. They moved as one. The spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. It was coordination beyond anything I had ever witnessed. Movement without commands, unity without words. A single will flowing through multiple forms, accomplishing purposes I could barely imagine. My eyes traveled upward, following the forms of these magnificent beings toward whatever lay above them. There, suspended over their heads, stretched an expanse vast beyond measure. It was clear as crystal, smooth as polished ice, dazzling in its purity. It spread out like an infinite ceiling, a separation between realms, a boundary between earth and something else entirely. Beneath this expanse, the four creatures stood with their wings stretched out toward one another, touching at the tips. And when those wings beat, the sound, oh, the sound. It was like roaring waters, like a mighty cataract crashing down from impossible heights. Like the voice of God himself. If God spoke through thunder and waves and the foundations of mountains splitting apart. Like the thunder of armies, countless legions marching in perfect unison. The sound filled everything. It pressed against my chest, vibrated in my bones, echoed in the chambers of my heart. I couldn't tell where the sound ended and I began. And then, without warning, silence. The creatures stopped, their wings lowered, and in that sudden absence of sound, more profound than any silence I had ever known, I heard it. A voice, from above the expanse. Son of Man. 2 words. That's all. But they carried the weight of eternity. My legs buckled. I collapsed to the ground, my face pressed into the dust, my body trembling uncontrollably. I was humbled, terrified, aware for the first time in my life of how small I truly was. But even as I lay there, prostrate and trembling, I had to look. I had to see. Through squinted eyes, through tears of fear and wonder, I saw the throne. It was made of sapphire, or something like sapphire, blue as the deepest heaven, radiant as the finest gem ever cut, glowing with an inner light that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. And seated upon that throne was a figure with the likeness of a man. But no man had ever looked like this. From his waist upward, he appeared like gleaming metal amber or bronze glowing from within with fire. Not fire that burns and consumes, but fire that purifies, illuminates, gives life. From the waist down, he blazed with flame, brilliant beyond description, and surrounding him, encircling the throne like a promise after a storm, colors danced and shifted, emerald and amber, crimson and gold, like a rainbow, but more vivid, more alive than any rainbow I had seen after rain. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. I couldn't bear it. The sight, the presence, the sheer weight of holiness pressed down on me until I thought I would be crushed. I fell on my face, my forehead grinding into the earth, and I wept. I had seen God, and I knew I could never be the same. But then, cutting through my terror, the voice spoke again, firm, clear, commanding yet somehow compassionate. Son of man, stand on your feet. I wanted to obey, but my body wouldn't respond. I was paralyzed by fear and awe. Then I felt it, the Spirit entering me, lifting me, setting me upright. Strength flooded through my limbs. My legs steadied beneath me. I stood, though I was still trembling, still barely able to breathe. Hear my words, the voice continued. I am sending you to the Israelites, to a nation of rebels who have turned against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me to this very day. Their faces are hard. Their hearts are obstinate. They are a rebellious house. My courage faltered. Me? Send me to speak to them. I was nobody, just a priest in exile. Who would listen to me? But the voice continued, and now it was sharper, like iron being forged in fire. Do not fear them, Ezekiel. He spoke my name. He knew me. Do not fear their words or be dismayed by their looks, though briars and thorns surround you, and you sit among scorpions. Do not be afraid of their words or terrified by them, though they are a rebellious house. You must speak my words to them, whether they listen or refuse to listen. But you, Son of Man, do not be rebellious like them. Then, before I could respond, before I could protest or question or plead for someone more qualified, I saw a hand extending toward me from the radiance above. In that hand was a scroll. It unrolled slowly, deliberately, and I could see that both sides were covered with writing. Not just one side, as was customary, but both, every inch filled with words. "Son of man," the voice said, "eat what is before you. Eat this scroll, then go and speak to the people of Israel." I opened my mouth. The hand brought the scroll to my lips, and I ate. The taste shocked me. I had seen the words written there: lamentations, mourning, woe, words of judgment and sorrow. I expected bitterness, ashes, gall, but it tasted sweet, like honey, like the finest thing I had ever consumed. The Word of God, even when it contained judgment, was good, satisfying, life-giving. It nourished something deep within me that I hadn't known was starving. I consumed the scroll, and it became part of me. The words settled in my belly, burning there, waiting to be spoken. Then the Spirit lifted me up. Behind me, I heard a sound, a great rumbling, like thunder rolling across mountains. A voice, or many voices, crying out, "Blessed be the glory of the Lord from his dwelling place." The wings of the four living creatures beat together, creating that sound like rushing waters, like armies, like the voice of the Almighty. The wheels began to turn beside them, and the sound they made.
If gold could sing, if precious stones could make music, that's what I heard. Beautiful, terrifying, unforgettable. The vision began to lift, to ascend, to depart. The glory of the Lord rose from its place, pulling away, leaving me behind. The Spirit took hold of me, lifting me up, carrying me through the air. And then, suddenly, I was back on the banks of the Kabar River, back among the exiles, back in the dust and heat and suffering. But I was not the same man who had stood there moments or hours or days before. I sat among the exiles for 7 days, overwhelmed, unable to speak. The vision played over and over in my mind. The creatures, the wheels, the throne, the voice. The taste of the scroll still lingering on my tongue. Bitterness and anger churned in my spirit. Not anger at God, but anger at what I had to do. Anger at the message I carried. Anger at the rebellion that had brought us to this place, scattered and broken in a foreign land. The hand of the Lord was heavy upon me. I was a prophet now, a watchman for the house of Israel. Whether they listened or refused to listen, whether they welcomed my words or rejected them, I had to speak. The word was burning in my belly, demanding to be released. I looked out at my fellow exiles, tired, hopeless, going through the motions of survival. And I knew that some would hear and turn back to God. And I knew that others would harden their hearts even further. But that wasn't my concern. My job wasn't to make them listen. My job was to speak. This is how it began for me. This is how God called a priest in exile and made him a prophet. By the waters of Babylon, in my 30th year, when the heavens were torn open and I saw visions of God. I had been standing in the dust, mourning all we had lost. But God met me there, in the exile, in the pain, in the place where I felt furthest from home and from hope. He met me with glory, with fire, with a message I didn't want to carry but couldn't refuse. And nothing would ever be the same again. My name is Ezekiel, son of Buzi the priest, and I am a watchman for the house of Israel. The word of the Lord came to me, and I will speak it, whether anyone listens or not. Don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming videos.